there's a secret to superhuman performance, and whether or not you know about it, I think most of us has actually experienced this in our lives. And I think it's fairly underrated and overlooked. So today, guys, I'll be telling you the secret to superhuman performance, okay? But right before that, I gotta do the introduction and say welcome back to all my Tim's Club members. Always so good to see you. Happy to have you here. And if you're new here, guys, I'm Tim from Tim's Club, where I make videos about singing, self-development, and vlogging. If you're into those things, subscribe to be part of the club and stick around. Okay, so let's hop right into it, guys. All right, and guys, you know, the secret right here is generally really overlooked, right? What it is it's flow state, right? Or what I like to call it, being in your zone. You know, I'm sure a lot of us has experienced this, like I was saying earlier. You know, have you ever done anything on autopilot, right? Whether you're washing the dishes or driving a car, right? And you're kind of just spaced out, you're daydreaming. And then all of a sudden you snap back to reality and you're like, oh snap, hold on, I was driving, you know? or wow, okay, the dishes are done and everything happened perfectly. You know, you didn't break a dish or you didn't, you know, crash the car. How was all that able to be done when you weren't even consciously there? And we often overlook this. It's like, oh, I was just spacing out, you know, just running on autopilot. But you know, like everything was complete. If you guys actually really look at it, you can see that, you know, all of these tasks were done, you know, pretty much perfectly without you being mentally there, right? And so guys, if you aren't consciously there, it's your subconscious that's doing the actions, right? And this also works on a high performance level too as well, guys. You know, whether you're a high performance athlete, you know, we can look at basketball, for example, because I love basketball. So some of the superstars, you know, when they get into that flow state, into that zone, they start making some really good plays and shots. They're just so focused, and then they're at their top, the peak of their game. Or even on another scale, let's say you're a college student and you've been procrastinating and you got to cram to finish that essay in time. Or have you ever been, you know, in your zone where you're just laser focused and the words are kind of just, you know, typing through your fingers, they're just flowing out so rapidly and smoothly. It's like, okay, I just really, like, I'm just zoned in right now and I got to get this essay done. I don't really care about anything else. I'm just in my zone, you know. Or guys, you know, if you're a musician or a rapper like myself, sometimes, you know, when you're either trying to write lyrics or come up with a freestyle, like sometimes when you get into that zone, sometimes you even surprise yourself. You're like, whoa, man, where are all these words and flow and beat coming from, you know? Okay, so that's what flow state is, guys. And now this begs the next question of, you know, how do we get into flow state, right? How do we enter that zone or that mode, right? And I guess one way you could do it, guys, is to, what my mentor likes to call it, master the form, right? And so what that means is to get really good at, and comfortable at, you know, whatever it is you're trying to flow with. For example, you know, if you're learning to play a musical instrument, you know, like a guitar, you know, get good at playing the guitar, right? Learn the strings, the chords, everything. Once you're comfortable with that, once you don't have to keep thinking and memorizing, oh, you know, where does my finger go, here or here? You know, once you have the basics down, once you've mastered that and you're able to transition between all the chords, then you can get into your flow state and you can have fun with it, freestyle, and just let it play out, right? So that's one way, guys, is to get, you know, really comfortable, is to master the form and get good and get comfortable at whatever it is you want to be in flow state with, right? And guys, another way you could get into flow state is to kind of, you know, recreate that scenario or situation in which you were entering flow, right? For example, you know, when I'm trying to rap, I like to recreate that environment. So what I like to do, you know, when I'm trying to come up with some rap songs and I need to be in that flow state, then I'll go ahead and play some rap music ahead of time, listen to some different beats, or even go through some lyrics, and, you know, really get into that rhythm, into that groove, right? So guys, that's the second way, is you want to recreate a scenario or an environment in which you can get into your flow state, okay? And so guys, you know, a third way you guys can get into flow state is when you're under pressure. You know, this was the example I was giving you earlier about, you know, a professional basketball player, right? Whenever they're under pressure, there isn't time to think, you know? Sometimes the shot clock is counting down and you just gotta make your move, right? You don't have time to calculate and plan everything out. You just gotta go with it. And it's because they were able to put in that practice and that hours of training so their body can respond, you know, instantly to, you know, whatever whatever action they need to take. That way, when they're in that flow state, you know, there's not that resistance of the mind or the body. They're making the plays that they need to make when it counts. So, you know, when you're under pressure, you're able to tap into that flow state because you really, because it's either make or break, right? You don't have time to think. And so, you know, sometimes putting yourself under pressure can get you into that flow state, all right? And another way, guys, you can get into flow state would be through spirituality. I know this is a little bit more of a roundabout way, but this you can learn what flow state is and how it works on an energetic level, on a spiritual level. You know, once you're able to really understand and grasp it and you know, put in the practice, maybe in meditation or whatever it is. And so, you know, you can also dive into spirituality to be able to learn how to switch that flow state on and off. You know, sometimes you'll see like some monks and they're either like chanting or meditating for hours and hours, and it's like, wow, how are they able to sit there for so long? Right? So they must know a little bit something about flow state, because they're able to not break their concentration. And that's another way maybe you guys can access the flow state, is through spirituality. The better the quality of your questions, the better the quality of your answers, right, guys? And guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there seems to be a common theme amongst all the things that I explained there, is that when you get your head out of the game, when you're not logically thinking, then you're able to get into flow state more easily, you see? Maybe flow state is actually the absence of that logical thinking mind. You know, when you're trying to force something to happen by thinking about it, then, you know, you're actually blocking yourself from getting into flow state, right? Because flow state is, you know, allowing it to happen and getting into your zone without overthinking things, without letting your mind get in the way. And so guys, if you liked this video, if you learned anything new, or you just had fun hanging out here in the club with me, then please hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, guys. And guys, comment down below, have you ever been in flow state? You know, what was it like for you guys? And I just want to thank you all so much, guys, for being part of Tim's Club. Respect, you guys are the best, yes. And this is where I inspire you guys one video at a time. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Yeah, let's raise the consciousness up in here. Listen up. I am creator, we take action now and not later. So on face, we even love the haters. Building this from the ground up, layer by layer. Playing this game of life, aiming to beat